Hey guys, it's Ram. I've been playing this game for about 2 years now, so I thought I'd make a video to talk about myself for once. Characters, faults, what I've done over that time. Looking way back to when I started playing, the game was very different to what it is now. The biggest differences were that there was only one server, all loot was public, and there were only 6 stats to max out of one of the 10 classes. Oh, and there was no trade function. If you wanted to trade, you had to drop your items on the ground for the other person to pick up, and hope that they did the same. Plus, character names were not unique. Yeah, fun times. Both of my accounts at that time were named Rem, but when unique names were introduced, I actually broke the naming system because it didn't disallow accented characters, but the chat functions did. And so Reme became Remy. At the time I played Paladin and Rogue mainly. I got my first X of Death from a grave loot of a player who rage quit, so unfortunately I couldn't return it to him. I then bought my next X Death for 16 VIT. I lost my first 5 or 6 Rogue to trying to outloot a melee character at a Skull Shrine. I lost my first 6 of 6, which was a Paladin, to a Cube God. Although all my items that time were returned to me by each of the 3 people that were with me when I died. Grave looting was a blessing if you had friends. Following that, and a few more unfortunate deaths, I was left with no alive characters. In June of 2011, struggling to restart, I made this Necromancer. The next week I made a Rogue, which was to last me for 6 months and become my first 7/7 character. In July, I made my Mystic. And while I played a lot, the Mystic was by no means a main. In about September I lost another Paladin, which had grown to become the 4th ranked Paladin in the game, which put me on the new monthly legends with 4,600 total fame. A good friend gifted me his account in October, and so Rainbow was born. The warrior on it came with the account, and I made the Trickster soon after. At around about this time I became more active in the community, and discovered Johan's IRC, and subsequently Law's Mumble. Those of us on that mumble were among the first to coordinate together on a large scale, and when the wine cellar was introduced, for months we were able to control the supply of incantations, and hence the supply of the highly desirable tops. The Mafia was born. We perfected the art of discreetly closing a quiet realm, and then loading 70 assassins into it as the last quest was completed. Shit was cash, you know. A full private wine cellar would take up to an hour to complete, but the profits were orders of magnitude above our artificially raised incantation prices. With even the lowest value tops costing upwards of 20 def each, we purchased multitudes of amulets and became immortal. These were the days of clocking in Bismarck. We could do literally anything we wanted. Later, when guilds were introduced, naturally I joined Mafia, but not on all 3 of my main accounts. Rembo has always been a Mafia too, but Rem has jumped around many times as I searched for another circle of friends that could be like what Mafia has been to me. First I was in Less QQ More Pew Pew, then Infamous, then Don't Daze Me Bro, then Awesome, and now I've settled on Wu-Tang Clan. I've met and said a tearful goodbye to so many people along the way. I died very rarely, so every time I'd max another character, I would make a new one with the spare pots. I made my Huntress when I got a Corroborate drop within hours of the trench being introduced. After my 7/7 Rogue had died, I then maxed 2 Rogues because I didn't want to be without one ever again. My philosophy was only to trade what I needed and never for profit. I played for fun, so when Angelo and Carly were farming fame to be the first to get white stars, I kept doing what I wanted. Undoubtedly this tragedy left me worse off than some other Mafia members, but I was happy. I had what I wanted. When Dupin came along in the middle of last year, it just meant that everyone else could have what we already had. I think at that point I had 5 amulets and 5 paras for my 10 characters, which were all at least 7 or 8 stats maxed. Other guilds then began the long journey to catch up to our fame levels, and a lot of our members quit to play other games. This is where being in 2 major guilds helped, because I was never without people to play alongside. Awesome Guild were truly awesome to be with. I have much to thank them for with the support during those dark months after the release of Diablo 3. There's been so much more than that which has happened. It's truly been an amazing journey. Now recently Mafia has had a revival. I have everything that I could ever want in this game, and I'm loving it. Some of you may know that I've stepped down as a moderator of the forums. You can read about that in detail in the link below. But essentially I made a decision to spend more of my time enjoying the game rather than supporting Kabam and their forums. On the build dump here, you'll also see Rem Mafia, which was a product of the build 120 Septavius Mafia shenanigans. And my bus, which was made when we all made bus warrior olds, just like the recent Vorv events that Kelly's been uploading. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and be sure that I will make many more. See ya.